Chuck Etheridge here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing in terms of peer review. I want to talk a little bit about sort of the process to follow and some things to do when you are in the process of peer reviewing. So, we're in week 2, and our peer review has to be done by Friday, July 17th at 5 p.m. The other things are due by midnight, but this needs to be done by 5 p.m. on Friday. So I click here, and you will watch this video, obviously, which will be in here, and then you'll click on Readings. And the procedure is described as follows. First, download your classmate's paper. So how would I download a classmate's paper? Well, all the rough drafts are there in the daily work section. So I click on the daily work section, rough draft of your written profile of your interview here. So I click on that. And oh look, there's rough draft of a nonprofit person here. So I click on that and I download her paper. It may look different on your computers, but for me this is what it looks like because I'm using Internet Explorer. So I have her paper available to me. Sorry, I'm going to leave this in because I shot this a number of times. All right, so then I'm going to go back to my instructions for how to do this. And read it aloud. I'm not going to read the entire thing out loud as well on this document, but read it out loud. It's very important. You see things that you don't see if you just read it silently and quickly. It's one of the tricks we use as professional writers. Does it make sense? Does it give relevant information about the topic? Would you like to know more about it? And any of these you want to reply to, you would use the comment function in Word, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. Does it talk about the person's job interviewees? Does it discuss the interview's writing duties? Does it effectively use direct quotes? Ensure the paper is not narratively organized. It just tells the stories. It just follows question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Do not want a question, answer paper. Very specifically, do not want that. Remember, it needs to be a profile about the person and their career based on the interviewee, not just a record of the transcript as well. And then carefully edit and proofread. So let's call up this student paper that we just looked at, that we've just downloaded. Interviewee name is the young 25-year-old director of the nonprofit agency in Corpus Christi, Texas. She has an educational background of graduating in the top 10% of her class, Moody High School back in 2007, and then went on to get her bachelor's degree in English University of Texas, followed by her master's degree in counseling at TAMU-CC. So this is actually pretty good. So I might even say review, click on comment, your introduction gives a nice history of your interviewee's credentials. Good stuff. So it goes on, it talks about the nonprofit is dedicated to providing victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. See, there's an error. So there are a lot of different ways we could fix this. But what I would do is I would go click on home and I would use a font of a very different color, like red. They offer advocacy, or since it's a nonprofit agency, it would probably even be better to use it offers. Should be more grammatically correct. So they describe, same here, it is because they is the nonprofit agency, the nonprofit agency is a singular person. I'm not going to go through all that, but those are two different ways in which you could address grammatical issues as well. So we go here, we have a lot of information, And I notice I see relatively few direct quotation marks. And I might say somewhere along in here, gosh, Dr. E noted that Dr. E noted that we should use some direct quotations, and this page has none. Could you use some in here? And the reason we use direct quotations is it's an interview of a person. If you're interviewing someone, you want to hear about them in their own words. So again, I'm not going to go through the paper completely, but we have a little bit about our history and our background, and I'm going to go ahead and just sort of jump to the end. And the big problem with this particular draft is it does not talk about the writing duties. And that's what I said when I graded the student's paper. This is a great profile of the person, but she doesn't talk at all about the kinds of reading and the kinds of writing that she has to do in this particular career. So I would make a big old comment either at the end or in the comment function. I would say the assignment made it pretty clear that an important part of this paper is to discuss the writing and communication duties involved in a person's job. You don't do any of that. You need to go back and discuss this. And basically what I've done then is I've gone through and I've done all the things that are outlined here. And then so once I've done that, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this document back to, in this case, my desktop so I can find it easily. And my word seems to have hung up. I apologize for that. So I go to desktop, nonprofit IM, and I'll put edited just so I can distinguish it. Or I might even say edited by Chuck so they can find that. So I'll save that as well. And then, as I say, so I go back, I use the reply function here. So I go back to daily work. And this is the rough draft of your profile, and this is where it was originally. So then I'll use reply, and I'll put see my edited comments attached, or something like that. And I'll browse my computer, and much like attaching an email, see nonprof IM edited by Chuck. I do that, and I submit. And then I have given my interviewee, or given my classmate, pretty detailed, a pretty good draft or set of comments about her paper. So let's go back then and look very quickly at the daily work. So this basically describes week 2. So this describes in detail the procedure I want you to follow, both with the interview memo and then similar procedure using the comment function on Word with the career documents. With the career documents, you want to do the same you want to do the same person that you did their writing interview memorandum on. So think about the kind of writing they've talked about. Does the writing match that kind of writing? Does it make sense as a reader? What you'd like to know more about, and carefully and edit, proofread for mechanical correctness, and again download it, edit it, and then upload it back up to by replying to their original draft of their paper. So hope that helps out. let you know a little bit more about what I'm looking for and how to go about doing that. Thanks for your time.